Hello, 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 and welcome to my live today. As you can see about the title, today I want to just talk about the, I'll call them the negative side of living in this country and how I navigate around those negative side of life, because in every life there is a positive and there is a negative. There is a negative and there is a positive, of course, in everything in life. So let's get into this. And I'm in the bathroom, so if there's echo, forgive me. I will do this as I prepare myself. I am going to my daughter's house today, later in the afternoon, my daughter and my grandchild, to visit them. So I will do this as I prepare myself, and let's have a chat. Any question. Ask any question. Uh, the first thing I would say, really, uh, that I have found so far that you can call it a negative is when it comes to our hair, or rather my hair. Let me put it that way. When I came to this country, I had very long hair. And of course, when you're coming to a new country, you braid the hair, and to make it easier for you when you're settling in. And and it I mean, it's you stay with the hair in Kenya. You're used to, when you braid your hair, maybe you stay 2 3 weeks, maybe at most a month, then you remove. But what I found here, yes, I could remove my hair, but then now with our kind of hair, and especially during the winter, you know how it is. If you have my kind of hair that is thick and very, very, still like, it's very hard to maintain. So what I found down the years is that, okay, there are salons you can go to. You can go to the salon, and African salon, because now there's no need of going to European salon. They might not know what to do with your hair. So there are African salons, but the problem is you cannot just walk in. It's not like in Kenya where you just walk in into a salon and you have somebody to take care of your hair. In Sweden, you have to book. You have to book time at the salon to do your hair. So that is number one. Not a problem. You can always do that. But then now you'll find the prices, the pricing of how much, whatever it is you want to do. Do you want to go and braid? Do you want to blow dry your hair? What do you want to do? The prices are on the higher side compared now to Kenya, where the salons are very, very, very much easier, easy to find. Anywhere. Go outside the house, you'll find a salon who will do whatever it is you want to do, to the most expensive salons that you can find in Nairobi. So that was the one thing. The other thing I found down the years is that you can keep your natural hair, because it's possible to keep the natural hair. Karibuni sana, ask me any question. You can tell by the title what we are talking about. We're talking about the other side, the negative side of being a Kenyan living in Sweden in particular, because that is where I am. So, I mean, with our kind of hair, maintaining our natural hair, it is possible. It is possible to maintain your natural hair. I'm not saying it is, but to me, I found it such time consuming uh, work to comb the hair and oil it, maintain it. It's cold outside. If you leave it open, then combing it now, when you come back to comb it, is such a big problem. So I opted to grow dreads. So I grew my dreadlocks almost like 2 years down the line. I grew my dreadlocks, and it was easy. It was easy because at the beginning I could do the dreadlocks myself. I could, I could, you know, I could, have somebody, wash them myself and have somebody to roll them for me. But then now you have to remember that people are busy. People are very, very busy in this country. You have to make appointment with somebody who will come now to take the time to twist your hair yourself. So after a while, they grew very long, and they were very, very long. But after a while, I was just like, what is all this? So I decided at the end of the, I got my dreads, by the way, many years ago, during the time of Wanogo and all that. That is a long time ago. Nobody really had dreadlocks, and nobody knew how you could maintain, how you could do with your dreadlocks. So it was a bit challenging because I had to do everything myself. Karibuni sana. Please give this live a thumbs up and comment. Tell me where you are watching me from. So that is the other thing. I found it a cumbersome project. And then now when you wash it, if it's not in the summer where it is hot outside, drying it now was also now the other project. You have to blow dry it, and it was thick, and it was just a cumbersome process. Cumbersome process. So after a while, I decided, okay, maybe I need to grow my hair back. Who knows? Hi, hi, welcome back. I know you and I remember you. You're always in my life. Welcome back. So today I'm talking about, right now I'm talking about my hair, because most people ask me why I cut my hair, why I don't grow my hair. So I'm just trying to explain from the beginning what led me to this decision. So after I cut my dreadlocks, I decided, okay, let me try and maintain the hair again and see how it will go, maintain it myself, which I did. And the same thing, I'm one person who first gets bored of something very fast. Then hair for me has never been a big deal. It's just hair, it grows fast. I'm lucky that my hair grows very, very fast. Welcome back. Let me know where you're watching me from and give the live a thumbs up, please. So I tried it again, and I thought, this one is not for me. Actually, it's not for me. So I just decided, you know what, I'll cut. So what I did is I just cut around here, and I left a mohawk. That I left a mohawk here. So it was easy for me. I could get somebody to braid it. It doesn't take a long time to braid a mohawk, because that's one of the other things. I'm very impatient. Sitting down to braid my hair, I mean, for hours, I get very, very impatient, because I'm thinking there's so many other things I could be doing. So I decided to leave a mohawk, because then a mohawk will go very fast when I'm braiding the hair. It will be easy to maintain and all that. So I kept the mohawk for about, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years. And then I also got tired, because now the same procedure, having somebody to braid my hair, if I leave it, maintaining it is a problem because of the weather, not because I cannot manage it, but it's because mainly of the weather. The winter periods are long. Those 6, 7 months are long. So I decided, you know what, let me shave it off, and here we are. So I have shaved my hair for this is the 3rd year with my hair shaved. I have colored it. I used to have to color it red. Then after that, I also got tired. I started to color it blonde. And then I decided, and I would leave maybe this much so that it's easy to color. And then after that, I realized, hey, the coloring is also now taking so much of my time. And I decided, you know what, let me try and just shave it as it is and just leave it. So I left my hair like this. For now, I'm going to my 3rd year. So what I do is every weekend, I bought myself one of these. I bought myself one of these so that I am able to shave myself every weekend. So I shave my hair and I have a bit of gray hair. I don't know whether you can see. I have a bit of gray hair. So gray hair is not a problem for me because gray hair comes in the family. We get gray hair very early. So it's not a problem for me. So, but I want to keep it short. Now, keeping it short is easy maintenance. You don't have to think about it. I use these mirrors, the bathroom mirrors in my bathroom are two-sided. So it's easy to position it so that I am able to see the back when I'm shaving. But the other side of it is now the weather. Because with this short hair like this, I cannot go outside without it covered because then I will freeze a lot. So when I'm going outside, I must have a hat or I must have a cover up, something to cover my hair. So that is now where we are. So at the moment, I don't know how long I will keep my hair short. Maybe, who knows, I'll grow it again. I don't know. But those are some of the challenges that I have found with my hair living in this country. If I ever go and live in Kenya, maybe it will be easier for me now to grow it up again because it's easy to access the salon. But for now, this is the style, and this I manage myself. I just cut it and then I wash it. I oil it with whatever oil I have. I have Vaseline, I have any oil, and I'm good to go. That is one of the so many other, I would say, negative thing I found living in this country. The other negative thing about living in this country is how much we work. How much we work. I'll tell you, I have told my story before. When I came to this country, I have worked as a cleaner. I have worked in the schools. I have worked in an old home. I've worked nights. And we work. If you want to, because I have family back at home. I don't have my parents. My parents don't live anymore. But I have, have brothers and sisters, and I have, nieces and nephews, and I have projects that I do at home. My sister and I, we farm. I've talked about this also. So to be able for you to work and have a life here, because I still have a life here. I have a family, I have kids, I have, my own maintenance. I have to pay for my telephone. I have to help my husband with the bills. To be able to manage that with my salary, I have to work. There is a time I had 3 jobs. Yes, there is a time I had 3 jobs. I had 2 night jobs and 1 day job. Maybe you ask, how did I juggle the 3 jobs? Because it's all about timing. So you work a lot to have the kind of life you want to have. You can decide, okay, I will just do 1 job. I don't need to work even 100%. But I can tell you, with the taxes in this country, you will just be living hand to mouth. I'm not complaining. I'm thankful that I have a job. But if you want to live a different kind of life, a life that is fulfilling, that you're able to do the extra thing, you're able to travel, your children are able to do a thing or two, when it comes to sports, if you're able to help somebody at home. Now, I'm not talking about my family members. I like to give back to the community. If you want to see about our giving back to the community, my sister and I started a self-help group together where every month we touched about 5 families. I have it on Instagram. The Instagram account is Kotea2005 if you want to go and see the work we have done. And that we did from our pocket. So every month we put some money together with the help of my late cousin. We were able to touch 5 families every month, every single month. So I had to work. I had to work the 5 jobs, the 3 jobs, to be able to establish myself, to get to where I am today, where I actually don't have to work 3 jobs. I can work 1 job and it is enough to run whatever it is I have. So I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful because at the beginning, when I came to this country, I've lived in this country for 20 years. I had the opportunity. I had the opportunity to have the 3 jobs. Today, it is a bit difficult. It is a bit difficult to get several jobs, but I'm not saying that it's not possible. It is very possible to get the 3 jobs. So to do 3 jobs, but it's not anything that I would recommend because you have to be very, very strong as a person. Remember, the weather here can take a toll on you. The weather can take a toll on you if you're not careful. If you're not eating well, that can also take a toll on you. If you're not exercising, you know, there are many factors to consider when you decide, okay, now I'm going to take up 1 or 2, 3 jobs. And then the more you work, the more taxes you have to pay. So if you don't put yourself or tell the government, I have these 3 jobs that I'm doing, so they tax you the correct way, at the end of the year, the taxes will be so much, and this money you have to pay back. You have to pay the government back. So sometimes you have to weigh whether it is worth it or not to do 2, 3 jobs. So that was the other negative side I could say of now having in this country the possibility of working 2, 3 jobs and being able to help back at home, but also now you have to now remember to pay taxes. You have to remember to take care of yourself. You have to remember you also have a family so that you don't forget them also. That is the other thing. The other point I would say about the negative side of now being a Kenyan living in a country like this is the social life. This I talked about in my other life. You have to selectively have a social life. You have to selectively have good people around you so that you have that social network. Not everybody who will be around you will be a positive thing in your life. I've had many Kenyan friends who have turned out to be not what I expected in terms of friendship. I've had the Swedish people, friends. I still have Swedish friends, but when I talk about friends, I'm talking about people who are really close to you, people who you almost socialize with every now and then. So you have to choose your friends wisely. That is also something I found that is a bit difficult here because people don't have time. People are busy, people are working. So the social life could be a difficult thing if you're not mentally prepared. You could easily find yourself with people who are not on the same page with you, if I put it that way, who are not in the same space as you, maybe who are not sharing your dreams, because it's important to have people around you who are like-minded. people who are thinking like you, who are people who will understand your vision and your goals and you as a person. So what I found within the years, that circle, my circle of friends, has become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, which has happened willingly. It has happened. Hello, hello. Hey, hey, välkommen. Välkommen. And du kan likea liven också. Tack att du kommer tillbaka om och om igen. So I'm talking about that circle of my friends being smaller and smaller. I have willingly done that. I have willingly made my circle of friends smaller and smaller and smaller, because it is not easy to have a big circle. There's no need of having a big circle of friends who really are not giving you anything back. Thank you, Tak, for the like. Tack snälla. So it's important to choose your friends wisely. It's very important to choose your friends wisely, and especially when you are in a foreign country. When you're in a foreign country, it is very, very important to choose your friends wisely. Yes, you have your family members around you, which is also very important, but the friends is very, very important to choose them wisely. So that now you're not finding yourself, you're always fighting with people, you're always disagreeing, and you have to protect your heart, for sure. And again, you cannot now live in this world alone also. You can, but it is easier when you have people around you. It's easier when you have people around you. So that also the other thing I found, that I've learned so much with with the years. I've learned to choose my friends wisely. I've chosen to choose my friends very, very wisely. And what is the other thing I can say that has been difficult? Difficult is, I'll tell you, in this country, it's very easy to spend money. In this country, it's very easy to spend money without even thinking. But what I've found within the years, because I've made that mistake, you spend a lot of money, and at the end of the day, you find yourself, you're just paying bills, because the credit is easy. It's easy to buy things on credit here. It's starting to be like that in Kenya also, but you have to, if you listen to people who talk about money and savings and things like that, they always talk about cash flow. You have to have cash flow. As much as you have property, and as much as you're working, you have to have cash flow. So the issue of buying things on credit is a big problem. Is a big problem, and it can get out of hand. So I have had within the years, I've had to have the discipline of not using credit card to buy something. So if I want something, I always ask myself, do I need it? Or is it a need, or is it a want? And that can take time to really find out whether you want something. I'm not talking about food or house or the daily needs. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about now these extras that you buy. Is it a want or is it a need? And those are lessons that I've had to learn, with the years. And it's also something, a phenomenon I found that can be a negative thing, and especially when you're living abroad, because it's easy to get the credit cards, and it's easy to just buy on credit. I'll pay back. And then you find your bills are piling up. So So it for me anyway. It has been a lesson. It's been many years of lessons, learning how to to be disciplined when it comes to buying stuff and using the credit card. I'm not saying that I don't have the credit card, yes, but the discipline of having those credit cards and making sure you're not just misusing is a lesson. It's a big lesson. It's a big lesson. And the other thing I'd say I've learned among there are many, and if you go back to my videos, I've done 2 videos where I've talked about living in a foreign country as a foreigner, and there are many lessons to learn and mistakes to make, but those are really the ones I found that are very difficult and they can affect you negatively, if you're not careful. And what is the other thing I could say about a negative thing a Kenyan living in Sweden is now adapting to the fact that you have to follow rules. I'm not saying that in Kenya there are no rules. Det finns lagar också i Kenya. Det finns lagar. But in Kenya you can get away with so much. Hej Abbe, välkommen! Välkommen Abbe, jag mår bra tack. Jambo. Hur mår du själv? Tack att du är tillbaka på min live. Ni kan ge min live en thumbs up också. Så jag pratar om jag vill kalla dem negativa, men de är alltså de dagliga saker som jag som kommer från ett annat land har upplevt har varit tuff för mig to adjust myself. Det är det jag pratar om. Ja, tack. Jag är jättetacksam. Tack. Så jag är jättetacksam att du ger den en like. So I was talking about following rules. Jag har sjungit åt dig förra gången, så den här gången ska jag inte sjunga. Det kanske jag sjunger mot slutet. Det kan du sjunga Jambo själv. Det kan du, jag vet att du kan, för ni sjunger den i skolan, va? Ja, så jag vet att du kan sjunga den. So I was talking about following rules and regulations in this country. And again, I'm not saying that in Kenya we don't follow rules and regulations. There are rules and regulations. Men här, i den här landet, alltså man måste på något sätt, se till exempel på vägarna, man kör bil. When you drive in Sweden, when it comes to traffic light, you have to stop. In Kenya, because now they have put the policemen at the traffic lights, sometimes they will let you go even when the traffic lights are red. You automatically start to drive even when the traffic is red. Men här när man kör bil, om det är rött, då är det rött. Det är ingen polis som är i vägarna som kontrollerar. But it's already in your mind, if it's traffic, it's red, it is red. That is one example. So it took a long time for me to adjust and to learn that, okay, these rules must be followed, not because of just myself, but also because my children have to learn to follow rules and regulations. And if I don't follow regulations, I will fall into trouble. But in Kenya, you can almost get away with the messed up. So that has been a challenge and a big lesson, a big lesson. Nej, jag undrar ingenting idag. Jag gjorde en live, det var igår eller förrgår, när jag planterade om mina snake plants. Så du kan gå tillbaka och kolla. Gå tillbaka och kolla den där live-video. Den är, it's up. Så idag undrar jag ingenting. Idag ska jag klippa mig. Jag pratar om de sakerna man måste göra själv i det här landet. De sakerna man har. Jag håller i hårklippare. Det är det jag använder för att klippa håret. Jag gör det själv. Så, och det är det jag pratade om, att den här har jag lärt mig att göra själv. Därför att det är så svårt att hinna med. Gå till salongen och ha någon att ta hand om mitt hår. Och jag orkar inte ta hand om mitt hår själv. Så det är enklare om jag klipper det. So, yes, I was talking about the rules and regulations. It's very, very important. When you go to Rome, you do as the Romans do. You go and follow the rules and regulations of that country. You go and follow the rules and regulations of that country. Så har ni någon fråga ni kan ställa så att jag kan få svara på någon fråga? A question? So it's not too long, but I like to keep it short because the longer it gets, the harder it could be to maintain it. So let's chat as I cut my hair. Stella, ask any question. Ask any question and I will answer. So I have a mirror at in front and I have a mirror at the back, so I'm able to see myself at the back when I'm cutting the hair. In the meantime, ask me any question. Give my life a thumbs up. This is also one of the do-it-yourself. You remember I have a video on do-it-yourself project. This is one of them, do-it-yourself project. The other thing about my scalp, I have very, very dry scalp. So if I don't oil my hair as much or as often, I scratch a lot. So it's easier also now when I have short hair to oil it, to wash it often and to oil it. Give me some tips if you have any tips for dry skin, how to maintain dry skin. So let's continue to cut the hair. nikangie min live like so that we can the because this is a YouTube live, so ask me any question, I will answer. So I trim my hair every weekend, every Saturday or Sunday, to keep it short and to keep it clean, and I do it myself. The other thing I can say that has been a learning curve and an adjustment for me is the weather. You know, I've talked about this before, I'm sure, in my other lives and in my videos. The weather has been such a learning process for me. Learning how, not the different seasons because those are obvious, but learning how to dress during the different seasons. There's a saying that says in Sweden, det finns inget dåligt väder, bara dålig kläder. There are no bad weathers, just bad clothes. That means that if you go out, you're not well dressed, you don't blame the weather, you blame your dressing. I don't know who has heard this saying, but it is there. There is no bad weather, the only bad clothes. So that has been also a very negative thing. I call it negative because it has not been easy, but it has been an adjustment for me. It has been an adjustment and a big lesson for me down the line. So now I am done with that. I'm done with shaving my hair. It's a thing that I have learned to do on my own, and I hope with a few things I have mentioned in the video, I hope you have learned a thing or two. Comment below what has been difficult for you during the process. If you're in Wanderlei like me, what has been the difficult things for you to adjust when you're in this country? And let's learn from one another. Thank you always for coming back and for liking, for sharing, and for those who have subscribed, asanteni sana. And if you already haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. It is free. And we will see you in the next video because now I have to go and shower. I have a lot of hair. As you can see, I have a lot of hair. I have to clean up myself and go because I'm going to visit my daughter. And I will take you along, not live, but wait for the video. It's coming next. So for now, I say God bless you. Have a beautiful, beautiful week. And I will try and be having these lives maybe every Sunday and see how it goes. Comment below what is the best time for me to have a life, whether it's Kenyan time or wherever you are. What is the best time to have a life? But I'll be trying to have these lives every Sunday. So God bless you and have a beautiful, beautiful week. See you on the next video. See you on the next video.